The stories that we have discussed. Right now, let's talk about Kamukunji police drama. Now, a viral clip from CCTV footage is making rounds on social media where police officers were captured fighting right at the entrance of the Kamukunji police station. They pushed, they shoved one another for a minute before they were separated by fellow uniformed colleagues who were in the vicinity at the time. So in case you didn't watch the video, here it is. All right, so as you can see, you couldn't even tell if it started with one person arguing with another officer, and then, you know, your boys jump in. Was it an issue of, there are all these things that people have said online, Quatch?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go, yes, so it was one guy, right?
Yeah.
And then it just became a whole thing.
Became a whole, this gang versus that gang.
Yes, yes.
You know, first of all, people want to say that police officers are human beings, so they are bound to have human reactions to human things. Mm-hmm. So this is one of them. Like, it's very easy for them to, you know, decelerate into this kind of a thing. But the problem is, as much as they are human beings, they are a disciplined force as well. But
they have guns. I feel like.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's where I was heading to.
Armed.
The reason why they are disciplined forces is, as a disciplined force, you have to tame how far your anger can go because of the kind of responsibility that you hold.
Yeah.
The fact that you have that gun could mean that it only takes a flip second of akili ruke tu kidogo, and then you'll pick the gun and decide to heshimiane kufikia hapa. You know, and then it becomes a whole messy thing of maybe after the bullet will get to someone it was not intended
That's
to.
True.
It will get to a whole scene of, you know, there were also civilians who are just, nimeenda kuatendiwa, then here I am witnessing a whole world war in the police station.
That's true.
Yeah, so you just hope that they will have a different way of sorting out their personal, you know, squabbles.
You can imagine the shock, right, of the person who's gone there for what you're saying.
Yes.
And then they get there and they're like, the very people who I'm coming to help me
yes.
are also in the middle of something. Let me come back some other time, maybe. Mariam, what did you think when you saw the clip?
So I thought exactly what you two have said. 100% human beings, things happen, you react to them as they happen, but they are a disciplined force, they are armed, they are protecting and, you know, serving and doing all of that ideally. However, I feel I'm more empathetic towards them this time because also this discipline does not exist in a vacuum. I give you a gun, I expect you to protect me, you're charged with this thing and to look after me and to be a custodian of the law. Am I paying you well enough? Is your healthcare sufficient? What does your housing look like? Are you respected when, you know, you go out to work on a day-to-day basis? So I am very 50-50 on this. I have a lot of empathy, but I also understand that you do not exist in a vacuum. So I can demand discipline and demand all these things of you, but what am I doing on my part as a government or as a country or, you know, all of these things? I'll be honest. I know, I'm just being very empathetic to them.
Mbona unawatetea? Nataka kuacha, mbona mnawatetea? Ushawahi kutana na ofisa na akakuuliza, unajaribu kumuonyesha hajui kile anafanya, unasema unajaribu kuniambia mimi sijui kazi yangu.
That's true.
Unajaribu kuniambia ile training nilienda miaka ile yote nilienda, sasa yote imepotea juu wewe unajua sheria.
No, but what's the, okay, Vato, what is the right way, the respectful way for you to say you know your rights and you shouldn't be in my car? How do you say it nicely without sounding like a rude, arrogant know-it-all?
Does not exist.
I don't think
it doesn't?
Either
way.
I think now maybe that's the problem, Mato. That's why it goes the gorilla way, because then it means this is not the first time we are hearing issues of someone who has been trying to escalate an issue and it's not being responded to, so they have to take things into their own hands. You remember the lady who was somewhere in Busia, the one that was lamenting, saying she wanted to leave the police force because she had been escalating her issue for a very long time and no one was listening to her. So it's not a new thing that we have this, especially sometimes in between ranks, that a police officer of a junior cadre is trying to, you know, address the issue with a police officer who is senior to them.
That is true.
So then they have to, you know, still have the rank respect between the two of them. So sometimes they are forced to take the issues in their own hands. Tupigane ngumi hiyo ingine baadaye. And now this strangely
hapa si ofisa na ofisa ni mwanaume na mwanaume.
Mwanaume na mwanaume.
Mmoja ako kwa simu ako shughuli zake anasikia kingumi tu kimekuja. Kubwa. Wewe ni nini? Hata kwa time ya kureact.
Mato, I'm just telling you, leo umeniangusha. I expected you to throw in something like this was a corporal punishment.
Wow.
I'm just
Wait.
So now you're over here gunning for me.
We have to move on. We have to move on. Now, to